Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is April and this week I'm taking you bridal fabric shopping with me. I did get married last year, but this year we are doing our celebration with our family and close friends. So I wanted to make myself a white reception dress. Here's a quick sketch of the design I had in mind. The silhouette of my dress is going to be fit and flare, and the bodice is going to be an illusion bodice, so you won't be able to see the neckline like that because it'll blend into my skin. For the backside, I'm thinking I'll create a slight train, but nothing that will need to be bustled because it's just a reception, so there's really no need for one. If I do want something for photos, I might create a detachable skirt. And I think for the back of the dress, I want it to be open and have a low neckline. Deciding on the style dress was a struggle. I love the clean look of a solid white dress with no lace, but also really love lace on wedding dresses, so I thought I would just combine the two and have lace on top, but keep the bottom a solid white. By the way, I'm drawing my design on a new sketchbook that Fashionary just launched, and it's super useful, so if you want to check it out, I'll link it below along with my 10% off code. This is my longtime sewing mentor, Kathy. 10 years ago, she helped me make my prom dress. So of course, I had to pick her brain on how to make a bridal gown. After showing Kathy my design and inspo pictures, she was able to advise me on what materials to buy. Since I'm going to be making an illusion bodice, she recommended I use some English netting right here, and this is actually from her. She cut me a piece of hers to use, so now I don't have to buy any, and it matches my skin pretty perfectly. Next, she recommended I buy 3 different kinds of lace, so some lace designs with longer pieces, some with smaller pieces and bigger pieces, so you just want a variety to work with. Just make sure that the embroidering looks the same and that it will all look good together. Lastly, for the skirt, she said I can look for a stretch satin or something similar. After my crash course with Kathy, I set off to Journal Fabric in the LA Fashion District to get my materials. Fun fact, this is the same store I purchased my prom dress fabric from as well. And now here I am shopping for bridal fabric. This is Ray. He works at Journal Fabric and so kindly carried fabric often on the wall to lay on the table so I can visually see them together. Shout out to Ray, and make sure you say hi to him and tell him you saw him on April's YouTube channel if you ever stop by Journal Fabric. I was there for 2 hours or more just comparing fabric and thinking hard before making a decision. The most challenging part was finding the 3 different laces I wanted to use. I understood that the embroidery should look similar so it doesn't look too funny, but I forgot that just like the color black, there are so many different shades of white. So I would grab one and then have it be on the table and then find another one I liked to compare, and then one would be a warmer tone of white and the other one would be a cooler tone. Luckily for me, I was able to FaceTime Kathy and she gave me a tip to place my hand behind the fabric. That way there's some color behind it, and that way you can really see how different those shades are and if it could work or not work, especially since we're just cutting those pieces out to applique onto the bodice, which is this tan color. If you're watching this, Kathy, thank you so much and you're the best. Once I decided on all 3 laces to use, I purchased 1 yard of each, which is more than enough to create my bodice. And for the skirt, I ended up not liking the shininess of the satin, so Ray brought out a different white fabric with some stretch to it, which I bought 5 yards of. Are you ready for my fabric haul? Okay, so first off, here's the netting, which I already showed earlier. And the first lace fabric looks like this. I really like this one. This is the one I was talking about that was more of a pure white compared to the other two that I got. So I was a little bit iffy on if it wasn't going to match or look funny, but after I placed my hand behind it, it wasn't too bad. Wow, it is really pretty though, and I remember Ray was telling me that this was a super popular one for brides of all ages too. So yeah, this is 1 yard of lace number 1. Oh, my leg is dead from sitting here. Next up is lace number 2. This is the first one I kind of fell in love with because I did want something with sparkles and it has just enough shine to it. I also really love the pattern of the lace, and I love that it comes with these smaller skinny pieces that I can use for the straps. So yeah, this is 1 yard as well. Lastly is this one that I purchased, which is not 1 yard. I actually ended up purchasing the rest of the bolt. I think I was getting 1 yard and then there was only 2 yards left. So this is only about 3 or 4 yards of fabric. So maybe I could incorporate it with the rest of the dress as well. You know, I don't know, my designs and ideas are constantly changing. But this is how it looks like. I want to see the edge. There is some beaded embellishments and sequins as well, which are not the same color as the sequins on the previous fabric, but I don't think it's going to look too drastic. I really like this one because it has these like clusters of flowers, and I also like the texture of the pearl beads that are embellished on it. And lastly is the white fabric for the skirt. This fabric is really soft feeling, and I'm going to use it for the face skirt and the lining skirt. So hopefully 5 yards was enough. I don't know. I'm pretty small, so I think it should be fine. But this white is super clean looking. It feels really good. I know it's going to be comfortable to dance in. There's stretch to it, which will make it even more comfortable. Yes, so 5 yards of white fabric for the skirt. Alright, that's the end of my bridal fabric haul. Make sure you stay tuned for the next part because I'm going to be draping my design out of muslin and we'll be filming the entire process to share with you. See you next time. Bye!